She called me too old, so I took back what was mine. They say old age makes you weak. But they forget. We've lived long enough to play the game better. Last summer, my only daughter looked me in the eye and said, "You're too old to come to Hawaii with us, Mom. The flights, the walking, you just wouldn't manage." I chuckled. Not because it was funny, but because I remembered. I remembered the 42 hours of labor I endured to give her life. I remembered selling my wedding ring to pay for her college when her father died. And I remembered how that very house she now called hers was the one I bought 38 years ago with every penny I scraped as a nurse, mother, and widow. But sure, I'm too old. So while she, her husband, and their spoiled little brats jetted off to paradise, I stayed back in Colorado Springs, plotting. You see, they forgot one thing. The deed to the house was still in my name. 2 days into their vacation, I called my lawyer, activated the trust, and listed the house for immediate sale. Cash buyers, no contingencies. A sweet couple with twin toddlers and big dreams signed the paperwork before the sunscreen had even dried on my daughter's sunburnt shoulders. By the time they returned, their Uber pulled up to an unfamiliar sight. No rose bushes. No mailbox with the Tanners engraved. Just a sold sign. And a very confused toddler in the yard holding a toy dinosaur. My daughter stormed out of the car like a hurricane in heels. "Mum, what happened to our house?" I sipped my lemonade, sitting across the street in my new assisted living suite high-rise, classy, with a view of Pikes Peak and no screaming kids. I smiled. "Oh, honey, I'm too old to fly, remember, but not too old to sell." She lost it, screaming about betrayal, legality, family. But when I showed her the bank transfer, half of which had already gone to a women's shelter and scholarship fund in her name, she went silent. Here's the kicker. Her husband had just lost his job. Their savings? Burned up on Mai Tais and luxury resorts. The only roof they had was gone. And me? I joined a ballroom dance class. Fell in love with a retired Marine named George. We dance every Tuesday. Sometimes Friday, if my hips don't protest. Because this isn't just revenge. It's reminder. Never forget who built the ground you walk on. And never underestimate a woman just because she walks with a cane. If you love stories where karma packs a punch, where the underestimated strike back with flair and fire, hit that subscribe button now. Because growing older doesn't mean growing weaker. It means we've just had more time to sharpen our claws.